During this series, some of you have remarked on the very odd way I eat apples. I have no explanation. Just a heads up, because this is the last episode and I have a lot of thoughts. The intro and outro to this reaction are going to be pretty long, so I'll put the timestamps up and I'll try to put these into chapters, but just letting you know ahead of time. So this series wasn't supposed to take me this long, but last weekend I went back to my hometown to celebrate Dr. Dad's birthday. We ended up with a whole bed set. So we had to move a lot of stuff from my room into this room. I don't want to tell any secrets, but whatever mess that was behind me is now just behind my desk and just out of camera. This might look like order and peace and clean, but I assure you, anywhere beyond this camera is absolute chaos. Now, for those of you who know, and for those of you who don't, my name is TK, your resident lunatic, and today we are finally watching episode 6 of Good Omens season 2. And you guys have assured me, have guaranteed me, have told me over and over again since episode 1 that episode 6 will make everything make sense. And I'm not super sure it's gonna live up to the hype, but I do trust you guys. So, you know, I had the same complaint about Our Flag Means Death, which was the last episode, didn't do the show justice, and it ended too quick. This episode seems to be, one, quite a bit longer than most of the other episodes. Definitely longer than the last episodes, a whole 10 minutes, which you can put a lot in 10 minutes in a show. I'm really hoping that this show can give some, the word I want to use is restitution. I'm not sure if it's the right word. Absolution, that's the word I'm looking for. Will give some absolution to some of the complaints that I've had, because especially when it comes to Maggie and Nina and a lot of the side characters having very little agency, it really has been bothering me, and to me it's been bogging down the show. In the last episode, Aziraphale said something that I said didn't sit right with me, and that was, but rescuing me makes him so happy. I finally figured out why this didn't sit right with me, and someone actually made this comment. I think it's because Aziraphale loves the dance that they've had to do over the years so much. Like, rescuing Aziraphale is pretty much the only chance he and Crowley really got to interact. They don't have to do that anymore. Things have changed. The rules of engagement have changed, and I don't think Aziraphale quite grasps the concept of change. Now, this is the nature of his existence, of course, because there was a whole treatise about it in the previous season that, you know, angels and demons are timeless beings and therefore do not know what change is. But Crowley, who spent a lot of time around humans, I think he on some level understands that humans are changeable because they have to be, not because it's just what they do or because they're doing it on a whim. And one thing that struck me during the party scene, Maggie said, well, I'm getting into the spirit of things. It's just what we do, isn't it? That to me still says that Aziraphale doesn't understand humans. Still, after all these years, after everything Crowley has explained to him, after living among them for millennia, he still doesn't really get it. I mean, to be fair, Crowley doesn't get it that much either, but I still think because he exists in sort of this gray moral space, that he has a better understanding of what humans need than Aziraphale does. Now, Crowley is tired of the dance, and just as well, because once again, things have changed between them, their situation has changed. He clearly wants to share, I don't want to say a deeper connection with Aziraphale because it's clearly very deep, it's like a millennia long. He clearly wants something different than what they have now. Something a bit more clear cut, something with a few more answers, something where he is with him all the time. Because Crowley always has the desire to watch Aziraphale do anything, really, not just to keep him safe, but just to watch him. Sometimes when you're deeply in love with someone, sometimes you just like to watch him do stuff. Sometimes when the almost husband is within eyesight, I just sit there and I'm like, oh, he's so pretty. I get it. But has Crowley communicated this at all? No. Neither of them communicate with each other. And I firmly believe that if they had both sat down and discussed things with each other, put it all on the table, lined up the stories that Shax both told them, realized that Shax is full of shit, if they had just sat down and figured that all out, which they absolutely could have because they both have all the information the other needs, none of this would have happened. They would not have to put up with this. But but I'm assuming that that is what Bees and Gabriel are counting on, because once again, I'm pretty sure that whatever is being planned, they're in on it together, because why else would Bees be looking for him? Now, I am not the only person who said this. I also know that a lot of people do not like it when people say this, but Good Omens Season 2 does not feel like a Season 2. It feels like a spinoff. The difference between Season 1 and Season 2 actually feels quite drastic, especially with the shift from a story-driven story to a character-driven story. Those are two very different feelings, because a story-driven story, something is coming, we need to stop it. The character-driven story is something is coming, we don't know what it is, we need to figure it out. Going on a quest and solving a mystery are two very different stories. Let's go back to Vox Machina, for instance. Vox Machina, especially episodes 3 through 12, are a mostly personal story. Percy essentially going on this deep emotional journey to avenge his family, but the second season is more, this horrible thing has happened, we need to stop it from getting worse. And that's more of a story-driven story, and both of those seasons have very different moods, and I kind of have the same opinion. Now, this might just be an affliction of Amazon shows in general. There are a lot of things that I liked from season 1 that aren't in season 2, but there are also a lot of things that I hated in season 1 that I'm glad are not in this season. For instance, the narration. As witty as it was, as great as the actress is, you guys know that narration is one of my least favorite things, and that I believe that narration is a cop-out. I get it that there are some things that had to be explained, but I am glad that it is not in season 2. However, I enjoyed how cinematic and wide it felt. I enjoyed a lot of the stylistic shots, but in season 2, instead they put the stylization into the set and the lighting. Everything feels a lot more intimate. The lighting is a lot warmer, and there are a lot more shadows because they're trying to figure out a mystery. It's supposed to be mysterious. I don't like it as much as the previous season. It really feels very different than the first season. Now, one of the biggest departures, at least for me, from season 1 is the laser focus on Aziraphale and Crowley's relationship. Crowley, you guys know what I mean. It's not gonna change. I do love putting their relationship under a magnifying glass, but coming from season 1, as someone who didn't read the book, I got the impression that those two knew that the bond they had between each other was love, and defined that love, perhaps maybe not so conventionally, because they're honestly large and incomprehensible beings. I was under the impression that they understood the nature of their relationship. However, coming into season 2, it feels like that understanding has been retconned a little bit. And I said this, I think, in, I want to say the first or second episode when I was talking to some commenters, that, you know, Aziraphale and Crowley could have a little bit of retcon as a treat. So it doesn't necessarily bother me as much, but something that I've noticed in a lot of these stories where it has characters coming out later in life or middle-aged characters coming out. And while Aziraphale and Crowley are technically ageless, these stories do resonate with a lot of people, but in the end, they end up feeling a bit sanitized. And mostly that is because of corporate meddling and a lot of my issues with the writing of Aziraphale and Crowley, especially because how their character flaws seem much softer than they did in the previous season. Like Aziraphale, while he is still selfish and cold, it always seems to work out in everyone's best interest. And Crowley, while he does tend to make drastic decisions, it always seems to work out to everyone's benefit, or he's always doing it for a good reason. They feel like someone looked at the first draft and was like, no, they need to be nicer. Because what a lot of these shows do is that they boast, you know, their representation and the inherent queerness of the story, and then they blow it at the end by not giving any of the characters agency, never finishing their plot line. That was really my complaint with Our Flag Means Death. My complaint with this one is they wanted to please a lot of people, and while I believe that they could have, I believe that there were too many moving factors for them to do it successfully. Now, does that mean that this is a bad show? No. Does it mean that I'm not enjoying myself? No. It means that there are some things that I don't think either the showrunners, Neil Gaiman, or the actors could have fixed. When in doubt, blame Jeff Bezos. For some reason, I can never do right by my headphones, so once I plug these in, we're gonna go ahead and commence with the drama. Alright, we're betting it all on black. So we're quite literally back where we left off. Crowley.
I'll need 8 battery-operated candles. They're in my desk drawer.
Okay.
Will you just answer a simple question?
If I hear one, of course.
This all started last week when the power went out, didn't it?
But to answer your last one, no. This
No.
all
Started a very long time ago. Yeah.
It all looks so simple in Jane Austen.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Not. You are not welcome here.
All right. Aziraphale standing up for himself. I mean, I always knew he could, but...
No, I can't.
Yeah, I was like, why did you let him in, hun?
It's fine.
It's not.
For a snake.
Beat. Right. Your office. I'll follow you.
Yeah, you still don't look like an angel. That was the most nonplussed reaction I've seen to getting hit by a trash can. Girl, that thing was metal.
You might be invincible, but you're still stuck out there, and we're in here.
Get some salt. Get some salt. Ew.
I've spent my life being scared of things.
How do we know that?
Please, Maggie. Yes.
Thank you.
You posture bravely because you are in there and we're out here.
Yes, actually.
Look at you. You run a shop nobody visits.
How do you know all this? Apparently I am a big deal because you, invincible demon, know everything about me.
I and nobody.
Yeah, fair. Most people will.
You want to come in here and say that to my face?
Ooh.
I think I might have just told them they could come in.
Get back here now, fast. Please.
Yeah. Come back. You weren't supposed to welcome them in.
Is there anybody there?
Oh wow, I'm actually genuinely shocked that that worked. I'm still waiting for like that to go to voicemail. Bunny Ear's getting vaporized again. Or Eric, I think that's his name, which is a hell of a name for a demon. I mean, there's also Inuyasha and Shishomaru, so you still don't look like an angel.
What have you got on Gabriel?
Man, if I could do that.
You'd have to be a throne or a dominion or above.
Well, isn't that convenient? That was cool. Sorry, why does heaven look like an Apple store? I mean, he did warn y'all. I would personally have to call it a day. I'd just go.
So what's your plan?
Well, that was it. I didn't have another bit.
It seems to be working.
A gateway, but if you step into it and you aren't prepared, it can discorporate you completely.
Does what you say make sense in your head?
Yes, actually, because it's kind of my whole world. Oh, are they trying to restart the apocalypse?
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't feel like it. I was on Earth for a while, it's alright.
So I'm not gonna answer so much. But you feel free to knock yourself out with all the asking.
I'm sorry, that was shady as hell, I loved it. Oh, there they go. Shax, you're getting embarrassed, babe. Get a stick, just poke him into the hole. I'm about to say, see? Direct action.
It doesn't sound like him at all.
People can change.
Muriel, you're the last person I'd expect to see collaborating with the enemy.
Y'all don't ask me to do something anyway, so I'm just here, I'm bored.
I'm going to have to take severe measures.
Aziraphale.
I'm with Nina on this one.
You need more big human meals, Aziraphale.
Shall we send up the sous chef?
You're really not as good at mind games as you think you are.
Jim, go to your room. You'll be safer there.
Good night. Does anybody want any hot chocolate?
I'm not gonna lie, Gabriel's pretty hilarious in this one. Y'all embarrassing. Like, y'all getting embarrassed. Also, that stuff is super slippery. There will be no fire, but you will bust your ass.
For one prince of heaven to be cast into the outer darkness makes a good story. For it to happen twice makes it look like there is some kind of institutional problem.
Ah, it is definitely a broken system, but we'll get to that later.
These clothes.
Are not appropriate.
Got it. Well, I'll just need to take off my clothes and clean out my desk then.
You have a desk.
Yes, I do.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was said with so much attitude. You have a desk. Yes, I do.
Encyclopedias? It's all online these days anyway.
Oh, if you must.
Make some sacrifices. You can clean them off. And there's the matchbox.
Going down.
Why did his whole body tense up when the elevator went down?
He doesn't have a desk.
I mean, Muriel gets a desk.
Rewind now.
But without him here, good idea.
Oh.
I can't find his memory anywhere. In fact, I can't find him in the building.
No, you're all just going to have to find him, that's all.
That was probably the worst decision you could have made.
Desperate measures must be taken.
Oh, is that his halo? Oh, that really was quite painful. Sailor Moon is quaking. Don't, Eric! When will you learn your lesson, my guy?
What did you just do?
I just started a war.
I may have just started a war.
They all look so disappointed.
I did the thing with the halo.
You what?
Yeah, what?
You blew up your halo. Oh, hell won't like that.
Nope, here they are. But that means Bees is here!
Finally!
Nobody's at war.
Shut up!
Those idiots there want their Archangel back so they can fire him.
It's true, though. Shax! What the fuck? Bees absolutely set Shax up for failure. Oh, wow. They're so small.
Sarcasm, yes?
Yep.
I'm afraid so.
You blew it. Angel! Gabriel! Now!
Yeah, we did a thing, hiding miracle. Apparently if we do a miracle together, it all works a bit too well.
Careful. Could be a trap.
It's a cardboard box. It's not going to bite you.
Shut up!
You were writing a message. Oh, probably to yourself, on the bottom of the box.
I am in the fly.
A fly.
What fly, Bees? What fly?
Come on. Good boy.
That was actually kind of cute.
Cute.
Oh, he's not gonna eat it, is he? No, we're not gonna do a Baldur's Gate. Cease.
10 million angels to stand down from their war footing it doesn't bear thinking about.
You should try to get 10 million demons to put down their weapons and go back to work.
How about we just go?
It is.
And also, if I recall correctly, the original actress's husband passed away of COVID.
There you go.
That's someone's fetish.
Well, if we're going to have background talks, they can't be in either of our home territories.
Also, they have really good pizza.
Utterly ready. Armageddon, here we come.
I'm a bloody geddon.
The real enemies to lovers.
Well, you lost.
So did you.
No, we didn't.
Well, you didn't win.
Tell me about it.
Old rivals to lovers, I guess.
It's a pity we'll never speak again.
But then...
Most of my demons live for Armageddon, if you can call that living.
Well, my angels too, but you can't always get what you live for.
Woof. Jesus Christ. Alright, just fucking drop that nuclear bomb of a line.
That's music.
I like it.
Anything
In a
that's slightly
tuneful
different
way.
is devil's music, apparently, so I know a lot about it.
Agreement concluded. No need to ever meet again, is there?
But our lips could meet in the middle.
Let there be light. I think the sculptor really caught something.
It's a very good likeness.
That's your Jerry curl.
Sometimes I come here for hours and just look at it.
A lace with a case closed.
Whichever one it is you humans usually orally consume.
2 pints of regular.
I was about to say, 2 beers then. Jesus. Alright, Mike, Gabriel. Sorry! You look like a Michael! John Hamm looks like a Michael! Fight me! Oh my god, please just cuddle.
Is that... Did you...
A small miracle.
Oh, I have a feeling it wasn't so small!
I should give you something.
A kiss. Or at least a hug.
It's a container, so it's bigger on the inside. You can put things in it.
It's like a little fly TARDIS.
I don't actually know what to say.
Why not?
No one's ever given me anything before.
Oh.
Michael Uriel? Don't tell me.
I won't.
I won't.
Aziraphale. Yes, I knew that. Of course it is.
Oh god, it's like having your shitty boss back.
Well, I think Aziraphale probably took much better care of you than I could have done.
Collaborating with heaven.
I didn't collaborate with heaven any more than Gabriel collaborated with hell.
It's almost like we're ourselves and have our own agency and make our own decisions, Shax!
Enough to make you believe in true love.
Aziraphale.
What are mortals doing here? Someone turn them into pillars of salt. Aziraphale, I'm on it.
Yeah, that won't be necessary.
No,
I'll see to
and
this.
also please don't.
Maggie, Nina, you come with me.
Leave.
Just don't tell anybody about any of this.
And you can keep the clothes.
Some of us have been working all night, you know.
Oh! Oh!
But I remember.
Okay, good. It was just the binder. At least, hey, it was the binder they crunched, not the person.
Unless you'd like some help.
Could you
Come
nip
on,
down
Nina.
Mini Mart and pick me up some cream, oat milk, soy milk, and almond milk?
I'm on it.
There we go. Aziraphale is not handling it.
You will speak, one at a time.
Thank you.
To hand over both Gabriel and Beelzebub as gifts for Satan our master.
What authority do you have?
Obviously, we would be reserving the option to send them both to hell as our punishment, but we'd be the ones doing it.
This is just politics.
Beelzebub, what do you want?
To be not here.
Hell will send all its legions to hunt you down.
With what authority, Shax?
Love like yours will surely come my way.
At least someone gets their happy ending.
I care. I'm bored of living in my car.
Something just clicked for Aziraphale. I saw that. Let's just say we don't like each other like that.
Let's find out, shall we?
Was that a sneeze?
Order accurately and fast. I haven't slept in 30 hours, and I will not hesitate to mock you if I don't like your order.
Same.
Well, the name of your establishment. Give me coffee or give me death. I assume they always ask for coffee.
Okay, Metatron, we don't have time for this, man.
In the absence of Gabriel, I am the Supreme Archangel.
Duty officer.
Uriel's so sick of them.
And who are you?
Who do you think I am? The literal voice of God.
Literally, you don't know me?
You didn't see my cameo in the previous season, bitch?
Of here.
Really?
Subtitles are definitely giving it away.
Have we done anything wrong?
Well, that remains to be seen, does it not?
Oh.
It's just you and me, Aziraphale. Huh?
And Crowley and Muriel.
Need to have a bit of a chin wag. Don't you?
Metatron talking to him like he's a disobedient son.
Your coffee. Are you going to take it?
Are you going to take this clearly empty cup?
Shall we take a little stroll?
Go on. They can't get any weirder.
Metatron is about to offer him that ultimatum that I've been talking about.
We are going for an extremely alcoholic breakfast at the Ritz.
It's not gonna be that easy.
Us time.
Just us, not you.
No, right, yeah, we haven't made friends yet, Muriel.
Can I take a book with me? I was looking at one earlier. They're like people, only portable.
That's a very Neil Gaiman line.
Anyone wants anything, tell them we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
So she is speaking Cantonese, I was right! It isn't gonna be as easy as Crowley thinks. They're taking a long time. And Metatron isn't necessarily known, biblically or in any other mythos, to be entirely kind.
You and your partner have been messing about in our lives.
Thank you! Oh my god!
When I'm ready, I hope she'll be there, but there isn't any guarantee. There is.
We need counseling first. Wait a second!
The soft one who still believes in magic and people being basically good and all that.
Also, I don't think that's true for Aziraphale at all.
We talk all the time. We've been talking for millions of years.
No, you don't talk. Thank you. Oh my god.
Well then, go and tell your friend the good news.
I heard that musical sting. I heard the bass. Whatever he's about to offer, he's fucking lying. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure if that whole her calling Maggie Angel thing was just to show how similar they've become, or that was like an actual slip of something that we'll have to be aware of.
What a perfectly splendid thing to do.
Please don't let anything bad happen to Muriel. Protect them.
I know we ought to be talking about it. It's probably best if I start off doing all the talking, you do all the listening, because I don't start talking now.
No, I saw that glare. Metatron gave him.
Well, I think I might have misjudged him. You see,
I don't think you misjudged him.
Might be considered irregular, but it would certainly be within your jurisdiction to restore your
Okay, but that doesn't make sense. If Crowley is
angelic status.
come back to heaven and everything like the old times.
Oh my god, this is why you two needed to talk.
And you told him just where he could stick it then?
Not at all.
This is why you two needed to talk. Oh no. Oh no.
They asked me back to hell. I said, no, I'm not rejoining their team. Neither should you.
But, well, obviously you said no to hell. You're the bad guys. But heaven, well, it's the side of truth, of light, of good.
Neither truth nor light are inherently good or kind.
Oh God, right, okay. Right, I didn't get a chance to say what I was going to say. I think I'd better say it now. I could always rely on you. You could always rely on me. We're a team, a group. Group of the two of us.
A couple.
Our existence pretending that we aren't.
Ooh, the voice crack.
And I would like to spend.
Oh, the sound of the clock ticking down.
We don't need heaven. We don't need hell. They're toxic. We need to get away from them. Just be an us. You and me. What do you say?
Come with me. To heaven. I'll run it. You can be my second in command.
Oh!
Oh, Crowley. Nothing lasts forever.
No, I suppose it does. Good luck.
Good luck. Crowley.
No, you made the decision without him.
Work with me.
We can make everything better, and I know where Aziraphale is coming from this, but it's not good. He's like, did you forget everything I taught you? Did you even ask me? Did you even talk to me? Just like I was going to say to you.
I understand.
I understand. I don't want it.
I think I understand a whole lot better than you do. Listen. Hear that?
I don't hear anything.
That's the point. No nightingales. We could have been us.
Y'all didn't see when y'all spoiled the kiss. Y'all didn't tell me that it would be under this kind of duress. I'm stressed as fuck.
I forgive you.
You could have said literally anything else. When you finally realize you've had what you wanted the whole time.
How did he take it?
Bad! Metatron knew he wasn't gonna take that. He was trying to get them to separate anyway.
Anything you need to take with you?
Crowley, I need to take Crowley with me! If it cuts to Crowley crying, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I think
I knew it. The minute he has to make a big decision, he was going to punk out. I knew it.
An angel who is familiar with how they do things on Earth. We call it the second coming.
Ooh! Oh! Azzy baby, you fucked up. You fucked up.
Doors closing. Going up.
And Metatron is a manipulative asshole. Metatron knew Crowley wasn't gonna take that. I took your advice, Nina. It sucked. If he cries, I'm gonna lose my shit. Oh. Oh. Oh, that was unnecessary. Where is Crowley even gonna go? Aziraphale is cooking up a plan. I'm looking at Aziraphale is cooking up a plan. That's why he has that look. Like, I'ma bite them back. But baby, you don't understand how bad this situation's gonna be. Okay, alright, okay, give me a minute. I knew it, I fucking knew it. I knew that when Aziraphale had to make a big decision that he was going to either make a gigantic leap or at the last minute he wasn't going to be able to make the decision and it would be the wrong one, whatever he chose. I knew it, I saw it happening, and then when it actually happened, it was, oh, I felt that. Oh my god. That, I will say, that last couple of minutes was definitely a huge gut punch, and I will say it pulled it off beautifully. Like, you had this whole build-up. Aziraphale and Crowley might just understand each other. After all this time, they will be on a level playing field. They'll be able to talk face to face, and yet still heaven or just their environment all together interfered. And I knew that when it came to making a decision or having to come up against an ultimatum, Aziraphale would not be able to make that decision. He was essentially bullied into it. I don't care if Metatron was being nice, okay? Clearly, the way he glared at Crowley, because I heard the music, okay? I knew that shit wasn't good. He had no intention of taking Crowley up with him. Although I do wonder what Metatron's plan was if Crowley had said yes. When it comes to the second coming, I'm assuming it's alluding to the second coming of Christ, where essentially it's Jesus Christ coming back to essentially illuminate all the sins of humanity. To my understanding, now I am a Protestant, so could be different. The second coming comes after the Holy War, and then the 1,000 years of peace follows. Aziraphale fucked up, and I'm seeing the look on his face here in end credits. Aziraphale is probably already cooking up a plan to essentially get Crowley back with him. I'm assuming what's going to happen is Crowley is going to have to break things down and be like, Aziraphale, this is what's going on. This is what needs to happen. Truth and light are not inherently good, and these angels are purely self-interested, just like hell. Impartiality is inherently unfair. I think deep down, Aziraphale wants to be impartial because he still believes that humans are essentially puppies and that they all want to do good, and eventually they will if given the right direction. And we know as humans that that's not entirely true. No human is inherently good or bad, but there are a lot of humans out there who grow to want to do bad things. I think Aziraphale truly wants to be impartial. He truly wants that again, because when faced with turmoil, he's lost. It causes him a lot of pain, and I think he wants that, but it's just not possible anymore. And I don't think Crowley knew how to deliver that, and whatever happens next, I'm quite sure that he will know now, and he can't be nice about it. This season, despite its faults, did live to that gut punch ending, especially when the Berkeley Square song, y'all, I almost teared up. It was good though. Solid. Now, my gripes with this show, I said it mostly in the beginning, but a lot of my issues with the show do seem to have to do with a lot of corporate meddling, and once again, a lot of issues with COVID and budget, and then the writer's strike, and I get that, but not knowing any of those things, I do imagine someone watching this and being like, what's the point of this? Especially when it came to Maggie and Nina and Gabriel and Bees, because the mystery leading up to Gabriel and Bees got sewn up so quickly. Don't get me wrong, it was cute. At the same time, it's like, I am wondering why Gabriel and Bees couldn't have just taken the place of Maggie and Nina. I am wondering that. And what I mean by that is, I personally think that the show probably would have been a lot more succinct if Bees and Gabriel were both posing as humans and the audience could recognize them, but Crowley and Aziraphale could not, just like the angels couldn't recognize Gabriel at first. The reason why I say Maggie and Nina are such a weak spot in the series is because they don't seem to have any agency, and they do call this out by the end. They're not angry enough for me. You also still don't know anything about them. Like, of course, we didn't have to see Rachel to know how bad her and Nina's relationship was. I mean, we could have at least heard a voice. We could have seen what made Nina fall in love with Rachel to begin with. Anything. Honestly, but we didn't get any of that, and that's why I feel like they were sort of put on the chopping block, sort of like lambs to the slaughter. I don't want to say they would be better off written out of the show. I don't see them coming back next season and being able to contribute anything, because they didn't give us anything. In any other show that gave them any sort of backstory, they would be a really cute couple. Man cannot survive on bread alone, you know what I mean? As far as how I would rate this season, probably the same as the first season, about a hard 7. I can't even say I like season 1 and season 2 better at this point. I like them pretty much equally, and I have different complaints for different seasons. And right now, the pros and cons kind of match up evenly in number, so I think I'm gonna say that it'll hard 7. As far as what this show is asking us, what is love? There are a lot of answers for that. There are more cynical people who will say, well, love is a chemical reaction of serotonin and dopamine when reacting to a specific thing. And while that is true, that doesn't make it less meaningful. Love is a many-splendored thing, has a lot of definitions, and people define it in different ways. But the fact of the matter is love is a desire for closeness. There is a closeness and an intimacy in this second season that is defined by how people interact with each other, and that includes Aziraphale and Crowley. Love isn't just a kiss. Love isn't just a confession. Love is a desire, because love is what keeps people connected. Whether it be platonic love, filial love, romantic love, it is what connects people. And Crowley and Aziraphale don't really understand people just yet. I think they will be forced to understand in the next season. They were almost forced to understand in the previous because they were able to understand that children and how we raise them define the future that humans want. I think they understand them to an extent, but not completely. And what's happening to them right now was a rude awakening. I'm hoping that there will be some absolution for these two. It would be very, very disappointing if they lived a mutual but separate relationship. It would be very frustrating and very disappointing. Why I bring that up is because there are a lot of supposedly queer stories that end that way. Not just in movies, but in TV shows where, yeah, they confess to each other. After that, they're never together. And by the end of the show, they live this mutually beneficial but still separate life. I will be severely disappointed if that happens in the next season. But I am making an assumption for something that's way, way down the line. Who knows how it's going to end, but I do not want it to end like that. Now, there are a couple other things I wanted to talk about when it comes to this season specifically, and that is the consistent comparison to Our Flag Means Death, which is appropriate because Our Flag Means Death season 2 is coming up, and I want to get this out here right now. I will react to Our Flag Means Death season 2 when I feel like it. I already had to lecture you guys about it when Good Omens came out. Please do not make me have to do it again. Regardless, there is a lot of comparison between Aziraphale and... why did I forget his name? And Steed. There we go. There's a lot of comparison between Steed and Aziraphale that I see, particularly on Twitter, which is a garbage fire anyway, but that's besides the point. I personally think that the only thing that is comparable to Steed, as far as Aziraphale goes, is perhaps their selfishness. I don't see Aziraphale as soft. I don't think he's soft. I don't think he's naive. I just think he is very set in his ways. I don't find that to be a sense of naivety. As a matter of fact, I think the only reason why people see him as soft is because he is friend-shaped. He's not very imposing, he's short, a lot of his posture is very inward, and he is very friendly. I don't see that as soft. I see that as curious. One of the things he seems to like most is finding new books and talking to new people and learning new things. And you can only do that with curiosity. And most of the angels, except for maybe Gabriel, do not have that curiosity. Just like a lot of the demons don't have a lot of imagination. The reason why I like Aziraphale, but not Steed, is because Aziraphale doesn't live on the backs of others. Aziraphale does subvert some people, but he doesn't need them to survive like Steed does. I know some people have asked you, why am I hard on Steed but not hard on Aziraphale? I am hard on Aziraphale. Maybe I'll make like a whole video on it one day, but I personally don't think the characters are very comparable. I will say this season, while it doesn't feel like a second season, it does feel like a nice sequel. It's a bit tighter, it's a bit closer, it's definitely more stylish. You can tell they went the extra mile in like little winks to the audience. There are some people who aren't gonna like this because they're afraid of anything gay. They'll get over it. They won't be missed. There is something missing in this season. Whether it be the writing or the feeling that a lot of things were left on the cutting room floor, they were really in kind of a lose-lose situation. I get that. But you really do feel that in some of the episodes. Once again, a solid 7. It's despite my complaints, still pretty good. I think this particular season, instead of about change, is about love. Love is what binds people together. Be you celestial, be you demonic, be you human. Especially human. The only thing that is going to survive in the end is love. With that being said, please like if you like this video. Please subscribe if you really like this video and would like to see more. If you really like me, you can find me on Patreon, where you can support the channel. I put full, uncut, uncensored reactions the day before they go up on YouTube. So when I post on Friday, you'll see them on Thursday, and on the rare occasion I post on a Wednesday, you will see them on Tuesday. You can find me on any piece of social media, Tumblr, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram sometimes. But you can mostly find me on Tumblr these days because everything sucks. It all sucks. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Stay weird, lovelies, and happy eating!